Hey, social media peeps, Ellerslie tomorrow, later starts. You can do some other things in the morning. Kicks off at 2:30. Aidan Rodley, most importantly, how much rain do we think we're going to get before 2:30? Because that's going to be crucial to how we, and you, play the day.
Yeah, exactly. Met Service website suggesting around about 15 mils before the start of the meeting, which is a later start, as you say, Michael. So just how that affects Ellerslie will be interesting. Obviously, we've had a little bit of rain, but it's been dry through the week, and they've done all the drainage work there. So I'm picking that it's not going to be too bad, but obviously this is more rain than what was expected this time last week on the Friday, leading into last week's Pukekohe meeting. And the track played okay there, but rain on the day did take it down to a slow.
At this stage, because we don't entirely trust the Met Service and know what's going to happen, we're going to play for what's going to be about a dead 5. It could get out to a 6, wouldn't be a problem. 7 or 8 may change some of these things. That first race, which kicks off at 2:30, is a qualifier for the Dunstan Feeds. It's one of our great race series, and Aidan, this is an appropriate way to kick it off at Ellerslie because a lot of form here. The two mares, Marcelina and Katy Perry, stand out, but by no means the only chances.
Yeah, a really competitive race. Katy Perry's gone from maiden, it was 6-start maiden, to now a 3-win horse at start 9. Thought there was just a lot of authority in her last start win at Te Rapa, and she's the one I've got on top. She beat Inscription 2 starts back. That horse has come out and won again, and she was terrific last time out at Te Rapa. So I'm prepared to play her. I've got her on top of 3 Stephen James and 2 Justin Mays. I've got to respect about Marcelina, who you've got on top as well.
Look, I've gone Marcelina only because she's coming out of the really good 3-year-old fillies races last year and was good enough to place in the Royal Stakes here, so close enough to this trip. Clearly is a very sharp horse. Opie Bolson, close to the speed, should be handier than last time. But I'm with you on Katy Perry. Really good at Te Rapa last time. These bets could be upside down. We could either pick the other two. It's just that good a field. You at home might want to go the split bet. You can have, say, your 6 units Marcelina, 4 Katy Perry, or vice versa, and give yourself a chance at making some money. But good to see the Dunstan Feeds back, one of my favourite series. What's not so tricky is the second on the card. We're thinking it's a 2-horse race. The market is thinking the same. Probabeel, the world, was on at Te Rapa last time, and the horse inside it beat it on a track which played that way, but still was pretty good. I thought it was excellent, but Aidan, 150, I'm struggling with the touch. I think O'Charm was good behind the Vella on debut and does get a potential tactical advantage early doors.
Yeah, 150 means that you run this race 3 times. It's got to be winning every 2 times to make it a valid bet. I think that's probably the case. For mine, I think it probably would. I had it, only marginally longer. We sort of got an indication that we thought it might open longer, but 150, I'm happy to be playing. I thought it was the best on the program. Defeated Bavella, who's at the trials, and that horse has come out and been a listed winner last week. Obviously, maybe a show-off. Did beat this horse home last week and failed in that listed race last week, which is a bit of a concern, but this horse was there, caught 3 wide, slotted into the 1-1 rather than pressing forward, and was pushed 3 wide, so just had nothing go its way on debut. It looks to be a big improver. The side winkers go on. Opie Bolson goes on. I'm happy to be playing probably.
I think she'll probably win, but I do think in a 2-horse race, O'Charm $3, and if Probabeel kicks back on the tote, which I think it might, O'Charm might get out to 330, 340, 350. Now, Stephen McKee is very good at this early season 2-year-old gig. Sam Spratt's good with horses out of the gate. Got too far back last time. If it stays handy and more importantly in front of Probabeel, gives you a chance. I'm willing to go the odds, but I wouldn't be stunned if Probabeel won by 2 or 3.
Yeah, and it got back because it was hampered at the start as well, so no fault of its own. So it should be able to be put on speed okay if it jumps cleanly.
You talk about speed, the third on the card is a real dash for cash, 1,100 metres, and there's some quick horses in here, and a lot of track specialists, horses like Joy Anna. This is a lot of the weather being dependent, because if it plays that the outside barrier draws are good, Joy Anna comes into play. If it plays that they have to race on the speed, a Merlini type horse can dominate. How about that is probably the horse in the middle, who's good enough and strong enough to make his own luck. He's 480 as the top pick in the race for the bookies. Merlini though, I know you like the horse, and it could be handy if the track stays firmish. That's going to be ideal.
Yeah, he's a 4-year-old by I'm Invincible, who showed plenty of promise last preparation, resumed with a soft first up win at Hastings. He's a progressive horse who could well be, one of our best sprinters in time to come. Looks as though it's, really nicely placed in this race at the weights. I've got Merlini clearly on top. I've got how bad how about that as the main danger. Was pretty good resuming last time out and looks to be another horse who'll be better for that first up outing.
Yeah, and Tony Pike's team really firing up. This horse looked more mature Merlini last time out at Hastings. I've gone, how about that, because I found the line nicely last time fresh up. Should be better. Second up, the form out of that race should be good. Also, not a bad split bet, $4.80, $6. You can play them both. There's quite a few races like that tomorrow at Ellerslie. Fourth on the cards over the 1,200 metres. I really like one here. It's down the bottom. I think the bookies have missed this. I think they're sleepy people. Molto Veloce, 650, 220. Sam Collett won the premiership. Trainer is absolutely roaring. Stephen Marsh at the moment. Geez, having a great run. And has got barrier 2, which if the track stays firm, is going to be advantageous. Comes out of a good form race at Trentham. Lots to like here, Aidan. I'm surprised the 650 is there. I don't think it will be when they jump tomorrow at 4:15.
It's got to come up against a couple of horses from the Tony Pike stable that looked pretty good. Pink Graffiti was terrific at Hastings, going back a few starts, and was not far away, only beating the length in a strong Ellerslie race last time out. Vinnie Colgan was aboard that day. Lee Thinnis, who was on at Hastings, goes back on, but he's gone over to Walking By. Now, this horse was an eye-catcher last time. It absolutely flashed at the line. Looks to be an improver into this race. I'm prepared to play Walking By in the race, but you've taken the sleepy horse.
I like it. They've missed this one. Bookies, stupid. Molto Veloce for me. You're going Walking By, but gee, I love this. This is my favourite each-way bet of the entire weekend. Nice betting race. Fifth on the cards, he's a good 3-year-olds turning up, and the filly form looks dominant here. Jip Jip Rock, Rocket Fuel, OK Annie, of course. OK Annie and Rocket Fuel, third and second respectively, behind subsequent 1,000 guineas winner Media Sensation. I thought Rocket Fuel had the right draw, A-Rod, but Jip Jip was very good in that now historic win where it gave Dawn Williams her 1,000th New Zealand winner.
This is a massive market move. I think they opened 350, 450 and 550 about Jip Jip Rock. Now that's 550 into 380, so that is significant if I've got those prices right.
That's right. So it's come a long way.
It's a long way, and I think there's a valid reason for it. Was terrific last time out. Really put the slipper in. Beat a field of maidens, albeit by 5 1/4 lengths, but it wasn't a bad field. It was just a way that she got through it. She's just a style and manner of a horse who's got something better, who's got a bit of class about her. So I've got her on front. She won that race a 2.5 faster than the other 3-year-old maiden on the same program. So the two races,
won by 10.
Exactly, won it beautifully. So, and the other form stacked up as well. So I'm happy to have a Jip Jip Rock, and I think there's valid reasons why she has shortened up so much. Obviously, the other two have both run really well in soliloquy stakes races. So yeah, they're hard to beat. But
I'm not going to argue with you because it was so good when it won. I do like Rocket Fuel because it might settle handier, and it was good behind Media Sensation. But Annie OK was just as good, and it's a tricky race. It's a race we're going to learn a lot about heading forward, but Jip Jip is where the money has gone. Maybe the toughest race of the entire weekend is the next on the card. Rondinella might be the best horse here. Very good winning at Tarapa last time out. It's $4. They haven't missed it. Lee Castile was good, running second last time in a leaders race. Mark Toom came from last at Ellerslie and brained them last time out. Sandrine was excellent. Gee, there's a lot of horses you can make cases for here.
Absolutely. He started at the top of the book, and even a horse like OCD was winning on Tarzino Trophy Day at Hastings 3 starts back. Now, that horse is at 26s. I thought this was one of the races of the weekend. The further I went into the form, the deeper it got. Look at If in Doubt at $18 there, second on the ballot. We'll need a couple of scratchings to get in, but Jason Tarn made that his best of the weekend last weekend, I think, or just about. Rondinella obviously very good first up. Now, second up here, Vinnie Colgan stays with the ship. He had a few choices in the race. I've gone with the two of them here, McToom and Rondinella. McToom was unbelievable last time in a race where those on speed have run second, third, fourth, fifth, and maybe even sixth. This horse has come from last and put them away and done it with real style.
And both yours were good 3-year-olds last season. They're coming out, and we're going to see a lot of this summer. They're starting to come back, these good 3-year-olds, and they're going to dominate because they get in at light weights because they've only won one race. So they're effectively rating 65 horses. Most of them win the rating 65s, then they go to the 72s, and the question is whether they can kick on. But that 3-year-old form coming back into the grades at 4 tends to be good, and we've already known they've come back as good horses because they both won last start. I would like Rondinella more, stepping up to 1600. There wasn't that type of race available for him, but it won pretty well, so it should be fitter for that.
It is a good race, too.
Race of the day, class-wise, is an interesting one because it's the Eagle Technology Stakes. Now, we've lost Close Up, the toppy has gone, so it's compressed the weights significantly under the set weights and penalties. 55s down to one horse on 53. The horse on 53 is the favourite Love Affair. Winless this season, but did chase home the Shark at Hastings, which is good form now. If it's firmish to a 5 or a 6, I think she'll start, and she could start 2.10. So the 250's there. You can take that now, and if it rains too much, they'll probably scratch you, and therefore you get your money back. The interesting runner is Giovanni Canaletto. 4th in English Derby last time, given no real chance over 1300 because they knew it couldn't win. Found the line well, up to 1600. Its only win in its career came at this distance. If Love Affair comes out, he becomes the horse I want to be on as long as it doesn't get too wet. But you have snuck a bit of value in here.
I did like Ronke in the race. I didn't have them much apart, actually, Love Affair. I think she's throwing it at 53 kilograms. She's a horse who's run second in Group 2, placed in Group 3s and things. You know, she was second to Tioko Shark in the spring sprint, only 3 starts back.
So you're picking her if she starts?
Yeah.
But if she does, because obviously I think if she picks herself if she starts. If she doesn't start, you're saying Ronke could be...
I think so. I think Giovanni Canaletto, even though he's a horse who's been around in derbies around England, Ireland and Hong Kong and run top 4 in those, you know, that's a high-class horse. I think he might still be a start or 2 away, by my reckoning. Ronke led up in this race last year. I'm expecting from barrier 8 that he'll be able to find his feet and go forward. And I thought at 650, he offers value. Love Affair's a horse to beat though on 53.
So that depends on whether she starts. You can back her now 250. If she starts, it's good money. If she doesn't start, well, then you get your money back. So it's pretty cool. We haven't picked the same horse to win any race, except for the last on the card. Fiscal Fantasy, we love this. Good 3-year-old filly last year. 2 runs back, unlucky in both. Tempo didn't suit. Flew home last start. Look, 3.5 is close enough to the mark for a horse who gets back. We're not saying unload, go steal someone's milk money and back it, but Jason Waddell is very cunning. This is his go. He's very good at this sort of thing. And A-Rod, I think she's heading further than most of these. In fact, her overall performances already suggest she's the best horse in the race. 3.5 I'm not sure about, but I'm sure she's top pick.
Yeah, she was very good that day at Ellerslie Melbourne Cup Day. Master Painton won the maiden on that day in 136.62. This horse has done it almost a second faster, Fiscal Fantasy, and although it's been beaten 3.5 lengths, and that does sort of even it up. It's still a couple of lengths between them, and does seem to be a horse who's been up against obviously better horses. Master Painton's not that far away, and Scub Boom's not that far away either. A horse who was really attacking the line at Tauranga last time, in between runners as well. If it got a clear run, might have gone close to winning. It would be 2 in a row, looking for 3 in a row. So it looks to be another contender in the race. But yeah, Fiscal Fantasy, for all the reasons you've said, I've got them 7, 8. And the other one in there, the Magnate, wasn't too bad as well. That was in that Rondinella race last time out. Actually went up and hit the front and just ran out of path. Will be better for that outing as well. Another good race. Jesus, a good racing at Ellerslie. Let's hope that track holds up, because then we're going to see some terrific
later start,
racing.
which means the Punters Lounge starts later. You're hosting tomorrow. Tell us who's going to be on that sort of show, because at 11 o'clock in the morning, most importantly, we'll know more about the track by then.
Exactly. We'll have guests from all over. So obviously we're looking at the big meetings around Wanganui, Ellerslie as well, and we've got a list that's like a guest list.
I think it's a plethora.
You'd invite to a banquet. Yeah,
a plethora of people. So make sure you catch Punters Lounge tomorrow morning from 11 o'clock here on Trackside 1, because that's going to have the track update. That's absolutely crucial. Plus how the trainers have reacted to any rain we potentially see overnight here. If you are having a punt, don't forget, you don't need to charge in just yet. Be patient. As Bart Cummings said, it is the most important thing in racing, and it doesn't cost you anything. When you do have a play, good luck on the punt from me and Aidan here if you're playing at Ellerslie tomorrow.